my business until she gave me complete nirvana.
Are you ready? Okay, say no more. Are you ready? Okay, say no more.
She's a lotus and I'm the conductor of a magnum opus. Simply braggadocious. Why don't we take advantage of this moment? And wherever you own, we own it.
Back in Week 16, the Panthers lost a shootout in their first matchup against the Lions. Can Detroit do it again? The answer comes your way next.
Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the NFL's Comeback Player of the Year in 2019, and that's Ryan Tannehill. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground. No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. The field flipper there, a 47-yard punt coupled with a loss on the return. And the Lions will take over. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. Bringing him out is the future Hall of Famer, now in his 18th NFL season, Aaron Rodgers.
And he comes into this wild card round off of a really good regular season, better than 30 touchdown passes. And he said he feels like he can take some shots against his secondary. In fact, in our meeting, he said not only can he take shots, he expects to do it early.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It was Josh Sweat who got him down on the defensive side. Here's 2nd and 10. First carry for Josh Jacobs.
Holding offense.
That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up fourth down. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Carolina offense about ready to go. They bring the 5 seed into the playoffs. Of course, they're one of the wild card teams. And when you're a wild card team, it makes it a little bit tougher. You have to win the extra game. But there's been a precedent set of teams doing that successfully in the past.
And it's usually teams that have aspects that really jump out at you and it really factors in the playoffs. I mean, Pittsburgh, they run a heavy run game, which rode Venice when they won in 2005. don't forget the Giants in 2007, that season, pass rush. Remember how big that was for them during the playoffs. And for Green Bay, it was the quarterback play of Aaron Rodgers. So to me, it's a matter of what's going to affect the game in a big way. Can that aspect of your team really make those plays? A lot of times it's pass rush and quarterback play.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument the quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Ouch, you thought you had the defensive stand. Roughing the passer wipes it out.
What does every defense talk about? 3 and out, right? Thought they were able to get off the field. Not so.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. Pass incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe up to the 41. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to pull those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Now it's Tannehill. Got an open man, finds Gibson. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It's a Panthers 1st down, 17 yards on the play. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's a gain of 2. We're scoreless after 1. 2nd quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. The slot man in motion right. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And some space here. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 41 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
In motion is Austin Hooper. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down. Now a man drafted and then let go by the Panthers. Harrison Bunker for the field goal try. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good, and the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen, go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Taylor Rapp with a pick. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Jacobs going to try the middle. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one. It almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Second down, Jacobs once more. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Slot man moves right. They'll try and run for it. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. He needed 2. He only got 1. And the Panthers will get the football back. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
A big play there on the catch and run, and even 60 yards. When I see a route like that, I don't know how anybody stays with these receivers, because he curled back. I thought he was going to stop, then he just took off.
He really gave the impression that the curl was the end of the route. But when he turned it...
Hammering for the goal line, he loses the football. And the offense is able to pounce on it inside the 5-yard line. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumbled, recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
Very fortunate to get another shot. Here's 2nd and goal. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Touchdown, Panthers. George Pickens from 4 yards out. And the Panthers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, we'll see if they want to try to put a drive together, possibly even take the lead here with a touchdown. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. 2nd and 9. Running it with Jacobs. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. On 4th down, Matt Araiza is sent on to punt. And this will be covered up. Pretty good result. It'll be down at the 14-yard line. The Panther offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half. And with a 7-3 lead, we'll see how aggressive they want to be. Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Big Kenny Clark that time pushing upfield to make the tackle for loss. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wild card. A look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the third quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. And Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
Takes this to the 27, giving 4 yards.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 94 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
The slot man in motion right. Now a give to Jacobs running right. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for first.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their number 1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. Moore, the man in motion. Here's Jacobs. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. On 2nd down, it's Snell. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Slot man moves right. On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. 3rd quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. Once again, it's Jacobs. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Moore, the man in motion. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Harrison Butker on for field goal. A 15-yard attempt.
Butker's kick here is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop. One quarter remains in this NFC Wild Card matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Tannehill. He completes this to Russell Gage. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
A 1st down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. Another carry, same story. 4th quarter, and he is in red numbers right now with a running game.
Hard to believe because you figure at some point you break off a run, but in this...
And he loses the football a 2nd time.
Antonio Gibson.
So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing... not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
They'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production, but how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the 1st half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the 1st target in the 2nd half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him to find him. Find him.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. The 20. 5. And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down.
Holding offense.
Late game, that hurts. Take the touchdown off the board.
No doubt about it, and this is where you make a great movie scene, right? Go in, rally the team. Okay, we lost points there. Let's get it back and go out and score again. Can he get it done?
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Tannehill now to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Ernest Jones, the linebacker, with a sack. CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, this time it's going to come from the middle linebacker because watching the lineman, it seemed to me that they thought he was going to drop back into pass protection, but he surprised them and came on the blitz instead and had a pretty clear run to the quarterback.
And the next-gen stat's going to show that sack carried out in just 2.5 seconds from beginning to end. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. 1st and 10 and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll send a receiver in motion left. 2nd down, Jacobs once more. And only a couple there up to about the 23-yard line. Third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Now Rodgers. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Give him 32 on the play.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 137 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. Spotlight, maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats, the 11 guys trying to tackle him on defense.
4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Demario Davis there on the stop.
Partner, you get about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
starting to sound like 100,000 in here. On second down, Jacobs. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. The slot man in motion right. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs down to the 25. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This for the lead in the final stages. Butker's kick here is good. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they've managed the clock exactly right.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. So now the Panthers down on the scoreboard. 1:14 to go. A field goal would produce a playoff stunner on the road, but this crowd is going to let them hear it here on first down. Here we go. Tannehill. Connecting with Hill. They juked him. And they're able to get this one across the 30.
Complete to Tyler Hill.
Tannehill to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Now Tannehill. Pass complete. Goddard. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. Counting down to 30 seconds remaining. Throwing Tannehill. Able to find his man. It's Pickens. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 39. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. So it'll all come down to the booming right leg of Greg Zuerlein. This to advance to the divisional round. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This from Tom Dempsey range here. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Now, this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Meanwhile here, a run on first down really backfires as he's going to be brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. And Charles, on the losing side of things, you know, they didn't come in here as the favorite to these playoffs, but they came in with a lot of hope and anticipation. Tough to have.
Hey, DJ Mosky, let's get it. We the champions here in Los Angeles. We doing numbers. Bringing home victory straight out the huddle. I met the plug, introduced to my brothers. My squad superior, ain't none above us. We doing numbers.
Lights came, prime time action. Run it up, touchdown.